Hello dear students, welcome to Computer Science Department. In the last class, we have started the discussing the basic concept of OOPs. It is also called the sum of the characteristics of OOP. In that class, objects, polymorphism, yes, function overloading, we have discussed. So we have mentioned there. So here we are discussing some more concept of OOP we are discussing. So the first here we discuss with polymorphism. It is one of the important characteristics of OOP or one of the important concept of OOP. What it says, polymorphism. So poly, what do you mean by poly here? Poly. So poly normally called it as many. Poly means many. Polymorphism. So poly means many. So what it says? So the function means polymorphism means in this function can take multiple form. Here function can take multiple form based on some type of arguments or number of arguments or data type of argument. Means name of the function is the same but it takes different forms. We call it as polymorphism. So poly means many. So polymorphism, what it says? The function can take many form, multiple form. So for example, any function, for example x is a one function. X is a function. So here it will take two arguments. Assume that here it will take, suppose only one argument. One argument it will take. Same function, somewhere it will take two arguments. Arguments 1, arguments 2. Similarly, the same function can take three arguments. Arguments 1, arguments 2 and arguments 3. Like this. So the name of the function is same. Yes. So what it says, the polymorphism means what? The function can take multiple forms. Multiple form means, so depending on the situation. For example, in our program, addition is a one program. Addition, add is a one function. I write here. Add, A-double-D. Add is one function I am using. The same function, suppose addition of two number, that time it will take two arguments. Number 1, number 2. The same function I am using for addition of three number. So that time same function, but how many argument it will take? Three argument it will take because I want to add three number. Similar way, same function I am using add 5. Means 5 arguments if I pass for a addition of 5 number like this. Means the function can take more form, multiple form based on type of argument. Means it may type here data type. Means here two arguments, both are integer or one int, one float or both are float like this. They may vary. Type of argument. Number of arguments, it may be one argument, two argument, three argument, like this, number of argument based on that, as well as data type of return value. Data type of return value means after executing that function, finally it returns something, come back to the user. Yes, for example, addition of two number. ಅವು ಎರಡು ನಂಬರ್ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. What type of value it will return? So based on that also we can take multiple form. That is nothing but type of return value. Type of return value means at the end what type of value it will return. Based on that also we can classify or different arguments. Yes. So polymorphism, what it says, the function can take multiple form. The function, any function. The name means what? The name of the function is same, but the argument is different. There may be number of arguments or type of arguments. Yes, for example, same here. Add is one function. Here I write 2, 3. Two integer value. Same type. Same function I write 2, 3.5. Here type is different. Number of argument is same, but type is different. Means this is also possible. This is also possible because type is different. Yes. Next, add here it is 3.5, here it is 5 at 2. It is also possible because first one is float, second one is integer. Here first one is integer, second one is float. Here both are integer, sometimes both are float, like this. So number of arguments same idru, the type is different. So it is also possible in OOPS. So that is nothing but polymorphism. So polymorphism means what? The same function can take multiple form. How? Based on, it may be number of argument or type of argument or the type return value. So the same polymorphism, we can say that this ability of an operator and function to take multiple form. So it is an ability to an operator as well as function. Sometimes we are using operator also. So operator and function to take multiple form. To take multiple form means different forms, like this. Is it clear? So this is some introduction about polymorphism. Poly means many. It takes many form. Then dynamic binding. So what is this dynamic binding? Dynamic. What is the dynamic? We already heard the word static as well as dynamic. Static means what? Normally fixed. Dynamics means at the run time. Yes? The static memory allocation, dynamic memory allocation anta ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. So static memory allocation means at the time of compilation only we are reserving static. Dynamic means at the running program. When the program running, that time allocating is dynamic allocation anta ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Yes? So here what is this dynamic binding? So bind ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. So what they bind is a process. Dynamic binding is a process. What process of connecting one program to another normally. Yes? For example, there is one program is running. At the same time, they call some more program. So that program and this program both are connecting internally. That is process of dynamic binding. Is it clear? Dynamic binding andre ena? It is a process of connecting one program to another program normally. So one program to another program means within program I am calling some other programs. Hangante two separate program, not like that. Suppose I written one program. For example, assume that this is a program I written. In this, somewhere I written, I want to call some other program. Here I written, I want to call some other program. So when that statement executes, I execute ಆ program ಬರ್ತದೆ. So ಆ program ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ with the help of dynamic binding ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ? It joins that program with this program. It links or connects. This process is nothing but dynamic binding. Dynamic binding. Is it clear? So the next one, the next concept is message passing. The last concept here, message passing. What is this message passing? So message passing means the information or data is passing from one page to another. Just like now sending messages, receiving messages. Similarly, here message passing means it involves specifying the name of the object. In message passing, what they involve? It contains name of the object, name of the function, as well as the information to be sent. Everything is there in message passing. So message passing andrena or information passing means data we are sending from one page to another. With the help of object, we are sending messages from one place to another place. So when sending messages, what are the things present? What it involves? Name of the object compulsory. If you want to send any data, any information from one place to another, name of the object is compulsory. So specifying the name of the object, it also contains name of the function. It also contains name of the function as well as the information to be sent. What information you are sending, it also contains. Just like you are sending messages normally. So one message ಅನ್ನು send ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಬೇಕು? To address ಬೇಕು. Yes, or phone number ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. To address, then the contents what you want to send, both are compulsory. And network is also compulsory. In similar way, here if you want to pass messages, what are the things you will require? Object is compulsory, then name of the function is compulsory, and the information, what the information you are sending. So these are comes under message passing. So these are the three important basic concepts of OOP. Is it clear? So we have discussed the different concepts of OOPs. Yes, what are those concepts? Class, object, polymorphism, dynamic binding, message passing, inheritance, overloading, all those things. So those are all the important concept of OOPs. It is also called as characteristics of OOPs. It is also called as characteristics of OOP. So the next part. What are the advantages of using the OOPs concept? OOPs means object oriented programming. What are the advantages of using this kind of technique or object oriented programming techniques anna yak use martivi? What are some advantages we are discussing briefly? So what are those advantages? The first one, in this concept means object oriented programming concept, the entire programs we modularized. Modularized means nothing but sub programs. Module normally called a module. Module is nothing but sub programs. So the entire program is divided into small parts based on object and class. Yes, programs are modularized. Modularized means module. So it is similar to sub program. It's similar to sub program. So the programs are modularized. Small parts agi martivi. How? Based on class and object. With the help of class and object, we modularize the programs. So why we are modularizing? Because we can easily trace. If you got any problem, now yaudari ena corrections madbekandre easily I can pick. For example, calculator is a one program. In that calculator, addition is one module, subtraction is one module, multiplication another module, division another module. Suppose when you are working with that program, a program anna run ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. So addition correct ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, subtraction also correct ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, but multiplication getting some problem and division is also okay. So that time what you will do? You directly go to that module. Which module? Multiplication module, and you can change it. It's not necessary to check all the addition, subtraction, division also. Or you can directly pick that module and you can solve it. Yes, so that's the one advantage. Yes, the programs are divided into small parts called modules with the help of class and objects. Then, so with the help of OOPs, what we can do? We can share common code. We can share common code. So common code means what? We already written somewhere. The same code I can use some other places. Assume that this is one program. Here I written some code. The same code I want here. So it is not necessary to write once again. Using this only means you can use this already code. I already in bardite. The same code I can use. That is called code reusability. Code reusability means what? Already I written somewhere. The same thing I can use somewhere. It's not required to write once again. ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಸೇಮ್ ಕೋಡ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕಾಪಿ ಪೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ಮುಗೀತು. ಅದನ್ನೇ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕಾದಲ್ಲೂ ಅದನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು ಅಂತೇಳಿ. Is it clear? So we can avoid the duplication. Yes? So suppose this is a program ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ suppose ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಕೋಡ್ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ. The same code I want here. ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ? ಇದನ್ನೇ ಕಾಪಿ ಪೇಸ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ? ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಕೋಡ್ ಡೂಪ್ಲಿಕೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಇರ್ತದೆ. 2 times ಆದ್ರೂ ಓಕೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ 3 times ಆದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೊಂದ್ಸಲ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ದ ಕೋಡ್ ಡೂಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮೆನಿ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್. ಅವಾಗ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಲೆಂದಿಯರ್, ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಟು ಅವಾಯ್ಡ್ ದಟ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಫ್ OOPs ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು? ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದನ್ನೇ ಸೇಮ್ ಕೋಡ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕಾದಲ್ಲೂ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Yes, is it clear? So that is what we can share common code. That is nothing but code reusability. Reuse means once again we are using to avoid the duplication of code. Then third one. So data is encapsulated here. So data is encapsulated means the data security here. Data security. So non-member function cannot access data directly. means only selected functions only can access the data. ಯಾರೋ ಒಂದು ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಬಂದ ಡೇಟಾ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಮೇನ್ಲಿ oops ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಎದಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? ಫಾರ್ ಡೇಟಾ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ರೀಸನ್. ಡೇಟಾ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ನಾವು oops ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಸೊ ಅದು ಡೇಟಾ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ. Yes, then it is easy to develop complex software. Yes, with the help of oops concept we can easily develop some complex softwares, some complicated softwares we can develop. Then creation and implementation of oop code is easy. Writing code and implementation, yes, creation and implementation is easy. When it is easy, if you understand the concept perfectly, then only it is easy. Suppose if you get little bit confusion, that is very difficult to understand also. Is it clear? So this is advantage as well as disadvantage also. Is it clear? Is it easy to implement? Then reduce development time. Reduce development time means the code or the software development anta ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. So to develop any software with the help of this concept, within short period I can develop the software. Is it clear? So these are the some of the advantages of using oops concept. What are those advantages? The first one, what is it? In this concept, the programs are divided into small parts called modules. So with the help of class and object, we are modularizing. In this, with the help of oops, the code what we written already, the same code I can use everywhere, wherever I want. We can use it. So that is code reusability. We can reuse the code. So we can avoid the code duplication. Then data encapsulation. So data encapsulation, data security. So the outside member functions. Yes, when you are working with class and object, then you understand what is that outside member function and inside member function. So the function, assume that is for ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತ ಡೇಟಾನ ಯಾರು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಹೊರಗಿನವರು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ? ಇಲ್ಲ. There is some type of security. Is it clear? So to give security here also in program, we are giving security to our data. Then easy to development complex softwares means the complex software na easy ಆಗಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು and we can reduce the time. Software development time ಅನ್ನ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು reduce ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. So these are the some of the advantages of using oops concept. Is it clear? So here we discuss the basic concept of OOP, and the last part we discuss here some of the advantages of OOP. So in the next class we discuss the last part of this chapter, that is disadvantages as well as some of the applications of OOP. Okay, thank you.